This is a sophisticated, electronic, state-of-the-art SLR camera. So why would you ever want to hook it up to this antique-looking thing, a set of bellows? Well, the answer is simple: to get closer. We might want to photograph very tiny objects or details of larger ones. We've been running a special series here on World of Photography about just that subject. Don't let appearances fool you. Bellows may be as old as photography itself, but current models like this one, like this set of auto bellows, incorporate many new automatic features. Now, this set of bellows may look like a photographic antique, but believe it or not, it's one of the most valuable accessories any 35mm photographer can have, and one that's not that difficult to use. To tell you the truth, it might produce some of the finest pictures you've ever taken. When we talk about getting closer, we're actually talking about a very simple principle. Actually, what it involves is moving the lens out further from the camera, and you can focus closer to your subject. Last time, we talked about these extension tubes, which fit between the camera and the lens in order to space the lens element further to let you focus more closely. A set of bellows works in exactly the same way, but unlike the extension tubes, which are fixed lengths, the bellows is infinitely variable within its range so that you can get exactly the magnification and framing you're looking for. Since you can get frame-filling close-ups of objects as small as a penny, I've got an object as small as a penny. Matter of fact, it is a penny. Perfect subject for a close-up bellows shot. Close-up filters wouldn't get me in close enough, and extension tubes like this wouldn't allow me to frame the shot like I might want. No, I think bellows probably are going to do it for me. I can even get close enough that I can photograph this penny to be larger than life, and that means that it's going to appear on the slide or the negative as larger than it actually is in real life. I'm mounting my bellows onto a copy stand because any movement at all of the setup will certainly cause my picture to be blurry. Make sure everything is straight up and down. The next step is we want to mount the camera body onto the bellows. This ring comes with the bellows and allows you to put the body onto the top of the bellows with no problem. Make sure everything is nice and tight and lined up properly. Now, we've got the camera body and the bellows together. What lens do we use? I can just put my normal lens onto the bellows, a lens just like this one, but a normal lens is designed to do its best work when it's used as that, a normal lens. In this kind of a close-up shot, the situation is very tight. What we're taking a picture of here is obviously flat. There are specially designed flat field lenses which will work much better in a situation like this, as opposed to my normal lens, which is a curved field lens. So the answer, I guess, is yes. You can use your normal lens, but a specially designed flat field lens like this one will work much better. And that's what I've got right here. If the bellows looks intimidating and confusing at first glance, perhaps it's because there's so many places to adjust things on it. Let me turn it around a little bit here and we'll take a look at it real close up. I can focus the macro lens. I can extend the bellows itself, moving it either from the front, like that, or the back, just like that. I can shift the entire structure simply by turning that knob, or I can move the entire thing closer to the object if I want to. What do you do first? Well, let's simplify things. Let's look at the lens. I'm going to set it at its closest focus, then leave it alone. The back of the bellows. I'm going to leave it at the back of the focusing rail, right about here. My penny, down here, stays where it is, too. That leaves me only two things to adjust: the extension of the bellows, down like this, and the shifting of the whole assembly, which you do with this control right here, which will give me my critical focus. Everything else you leave locked down. Let me turn this around so that we can see it a little more easily, and I'm going to pull this bellows clear up to the end of the focusing rail and lock it so we can take a look at the scale underneath. I'm going to extend the bellows out to the exact magnification that I need. Now, I can do it one of two ways: by eye, simply looking through the viewfinder, or looking at the scale on the focusing rail we were just talking about. I can set a precise magnification by looking at the marks on the rail, which show me how far to extend the bellows for a specific magnification, depending on what lens I'm using. Now, I want a life-size image of the penny, so I'm going to bring the bellows out to the life-size mark, or 1x. Now, I lock that magnification ratio in. The bellows can't shift on me now. All that's left to do is the critical focusing to get things just as sharp as they can be. By moving this knob right here, as you can see, I can get the whole rig to move without disturbing the magnification ratio that I've set. Again, if you forget the specific guidelines, you can always look through the viewfinder to see what's going on. You can tell how large or small the penny or whatever object you're shooting is going to be, and you can tell whether it's in focus or not. What you can't always tell is whether your exposure will be just right. There are some cameras, like the OM4 that I'm using here, which take their light reading in such a way that you'll always get the correct exposure no matter what you attach to the front of the camera. And there are other cameras, good cameras by the way, that operate just a little bit differently. You might have to use the chart that comes with the Bellows to get the proper exposure. Well, so what do you think? Bellows are a specialized accessory, all right, but they are incredibly versatile and give you wonderful close-ups. You can get more than 12 times magnification using camera optics only. Up until a few years ago, you'd need a microscope for those kinds of shots. And next week, when we finish up our mini-series on close-up photography, I'll show you how to get dramatic close-ups without any real accessories at all, just by having a special lens, a macro lens.